Alright, welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking absolute chaos. We're talking tactical blunders, historic blowouts, late-game drama, and a massive off-pitch cultural moment that literally took over the internet on Day 4 of the 2026 World Cup. Let's dive right in because NBC Sports absolutely hit the nail on the head regarding the underlying tension we saw today. They wrote, "The expanded field is going to be a topic of conversation this tournament, as a group of 48 teams certainly brings in some traditionally weaker foes for the big boys." This 48-team format is the single biggest change in World Cup history, and Day 4 just put it under a massive microscope. Look, we gotta ask, did Day 4 just expose the biggest fractures and debates of this entire tournament? We witnessed a totally ruthless flowout, a completely blown lead, and a beautiful culture clash. So what does this all mean for the rest of the matches? Let's break it down. Act 1. The 48-team format debate, centering on Germany versus Curaçao. 7, 2, 1. Yeah, that happened. The Germans were literally a machine out there, and they absolutely clobbered Curaçao. When you have elite, world-class attackers facing off against a squad making their first ever World Cup appearance, well, this is the stark, brutal reality of the new tournament structure. Think about the emotional whiplash of this match. Felix Nmecha opened the scoring for Germany just 6 minutes in. But then, wait for it, minute 21, Levano Caminência scores Curaçao's historic equalizer. A nation of just 160,000 people tied up the mighty Germans. But, the fairy tale didn't last. A Kai Havertz penalty deep in first half stoppage time started an absolute avalanche. Germany relentlessly scored 6 unanswered goals, with Harvard sealing the whole shebang in the 88th minute. It's really a tale of two realities, right? On one hand, you get this ultimate Cinderella moment, Caminência netting Curaçao's first ever World Cup goal, fulfilling a childhood dream, sending fans into an absolute frenzy. Pure magic. But on the flip side, you get a wildly dangerous mismatch. Germany gets to just rotate their squad, bringing in fresh elite legs like Denise Undav and Nathaniel Brown off the bench, and they just completely overwhelm those inexperienced defenders. Curaçao simply couldn't hang with that kind of relentless pressure. So, I'm throwing this to you. Is the expanded 48-team World Cup giving us thrilling Cinderella moments, or is it just creating dangerous, unwatchable mismatches? Does this massive expansion actually help grow the sport, or does it completely ruin the competitive balance of the group stages? Drop your hottest takes in the comments, because I really want to know whose side you're on. Moving on to Act 2, the tactical blunder debate, Netherlands versus Japan. The first half was completely scoreless, basically just both teams feeling each other out. But the second half? Absolute cinema. 4 goals traded in this frantic push for dominance. Virgil van Dijk strikes first for the Dutch at minute 51. Kino Nakamura answers for Japan just 6 minutes later. Then Crescencio Somerville curls in a beauty for the Netherlands at 64, before Daichi Kamada snatches a dramatic 89th minute equalizer for the Samurai Blue. How on earth did the Dutch let this flip? Well, Japan came out playing the super disciplined, uber counterattack style. The Dutch finally break through, they go up 2-1. But then, here's the turning point. Minute 81, Dutch manager Ronald Koeman makes a wildly controversial defensive substitution. He pulls a midfielder, Ryan Gravenberch, and throws on a defender, Nathan Ake, to park the bus. That literally invited massive pressure. Japan's inverted wide players pushed high, they completely swarmed the box, and boom, Kamada deflects the equalizer right into the roof of the net. Analysts absolutely pounced on this decision. Fox Sports pointed out, the Dutch manager decided to shut shop, but there were still 26 minutes left, and that was a massive error. Japan pushed for another equalizer. When you swap a midfielder for a defender, you are practically begging the other team to attack you. A brutal, harsh lesson for the Dutch that sometimes the best defense is to just keep the ball and push forward. So here's debate number 2. Did Japan earn this draw with a tactical masterclass, utilizing those inverted fullbacks perfectly? Or did Ronald Koeman just completely choke away the lead by getting defensive way too early? Was it Japan's genius, or a massive failure by the Dutch sideline? Let me know what you think. Alright, Act 3. We're stepping off the pitch for this one. Winston and the culture clash. Right after that intense 2-2 draw, Japanese supporters did something amazing. They pulled out these blue trash bags, the exact same ones they were waving around to celebrate their goals, and started cleaning the stands inside Dallas Stadium. And in a crazy twist, Fox World Cup correspondent and NFL quarterback Jameis Winston literally jumps right in to help. He's collecting bottles and food wrappers right side by side with the fans. This wasn't just a random act of tidiness, right? It's deeply cultural. It's a tradition called Osoji, or the Great Cleanup. It goes back to a Japanese proverb, Tatsu tori ato wo nigosazu, which basically means, return it the way you found it. It's taught from childhood. Win, lose, or draw, these fans are making sure that stadium is spotless. It is so wild to see this play out inside the home of the Dallas Cowboys. Think about the stark contrast. On one side, typical American sports culture. We pretty much leave our trash under the seat and expect the stadium staff to handle the whole shebang. But the Japanese tradition is all about collective responsibility. It created this totally unexpected, kind of beautiful bridge between NFL culture and international soccer. The internet went completely crazy for Winston's humility here. One commentator totally nailed it, saying, "Show me another #1 draft pick who takes out his garbage and, let alone, cleans it up." Honestly, it's incredibly rare to see a former first overall NFL pick on manual cleanup duty. It just showed massive respect for the visiting fans and their culture. But it kind of makes you think, why is this level of respect so shocking to us in American sports culture? Why does this simple act of communal respect, just cleaning up after yourself, feel like such a viral anomaly in the West? Definitely something to chew on next time you're at a game. Bringing it all together, Day 4 was way more than just the scores. It blew the structural debate of the 48-team format wide open with that 7-1 Germany blowout. It proved that defensive substitutions on a razor's edge can literally cost you the match. And, maybe best of all, it showed how football traditions can unite completely different cultures, bringing an NFL star and Japanese fans together over a garbage bag. So, I'm leaving it to you. Masterclass or mismatch? Tactical genius or total choke? Whose side are you taking in today's biggest debates? Get down in the comments, let the debates fly, and keep watching for more of these explainers. Catch you next time.